What is up, friends and babies? It's your friendly neighborhood, Sunish. Now, I am not an expert at cold showers, but that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. So, cold showers. Why would anybody ever want to take a cold shower? I got really interested in Wim Hof. Google Wim Hof. And he has this breathing technique where you basically hyperventilate, then you hold your breath, and it does interesting things to your blood and your body and whatever, right? I was too scared to try that, you know. So while I was googling him one day, I saw like a little chart with like a 20-day or 30-day whatever cold shower challenge. And it started with like 15 seconds and went all the way up to 1 minute. So I was like, okay, this sounds dangerous and painful. Why don't I try it? And so I did. I actually, like on the first day I went with the program, but then as the days progressed, within the first week, I just started getting like much higher numbers. I think I broke like 60 seconds. No, I broke 45 seconds in the first week. And then in the second week, I think I made it to like 3 minutes. So basically the chart, I just threw out the chart because I didn't need it anymore because I was just getting like really high numbers with my cold showers. And this was in the middle of winter in South Africa, alright? South African winters aren't fabulous. The water was pretty cold. I didn't have a thermometer or whatever. There was no thermometer in the showers to tell me how cold the water was, but it was pretty cold. What did it do to me? I managed to make it all the way up to 21 minutes in a cold shower. And at that day, I thought I was gonna be able to make it up to 2 hours because I was on this progression. I think that this was like in the third week. I was making jumps from like within consecutive days. I went from like 5 minutes to 9 minutes to 12 minutes. 15, and then I went to 21, and I thought, man, I'm like the king, I'm like the god of cold showers, man, like unstoppable beast stuff, right? But it didn't last. Like, alright, what would happen to me after I come out of a 10-minute plus cold shower? Well, my muscles, I don't really know the science. I don't really know what's happening to what would be happening to my body on a cellular level. But what it felt like was my muscles were like stiff. Like I had trouble walking. It was like I had Parkinson's. I was shaking. Like it was difficult to do stuff like put my clothes back on because I would have these showers right after like a 45-minute gym session. So yeah, it was like really difficult. Like I struggled to do things for like a while, and for like, okay, let me say for an hour I would be shaking, but though the shaking would decrease, it would take an hour for me to just move normally. I'd still be shivering, and the shivering would last even longer, like 5 hours long, you know. So yeah, I don't think I did a particularly good job of reheating my body because I thought in my head that it was possible to get my body to adjust to those conditions, to reach a point where after like a cold shower that was more than 10 minutes long, that I would go back to normal. And in a way that did happen. Like now I take like 1 to 2 minute cold showers, and I don't freeze, I don't shiver, I don't do any, like I don't have any significant side effects, and I don't shiver for the rest of the day. But yeah, I don't think I can stay in cold showers as long as I was able to at my peak. So what else is there to mention? Oh yeah, here's how a typical cold shower would go. I would start with like a normal hot shower for like 3 minutes, and then when I'm done, I wouldn't ease myself into the cold temperature. I would just do it real quick. I would just, because we have knobs in the gym that just go one direction for hot and one direction for cold, so I just go all the way, and there would be like a 3 second, like the temperature change would happen like over 3 seconds, not over like a longer time. So my body would have 3 seconds to adjust, but it wouldn't. Like I would, like the cold would affect me for like 20 seconds. So I would need to breathe heavily to try, and I don't really know the science behind how breathing heavily helps your body adjust once you've begun a cold shower, but that would help my body adjust to the temperature with more ease. Alright, so after the 15 seconds of just getting my body to a place where it's no longer perceiving pain, which would take me like 20 seconds, then for the next 2 minutes, I would basically be fighting the cold mentally. Like I would have to physically, like, I would have to mentally like try and keep myself in the cold shower, because it would be uncomfortable, not as uncomfortable as the first 20 seconds when like my body's in shock, but it's just that, like that 2 minutes, that first 2 minutes is all about just getting myself to a place where I can just relax and not panic and stuff. I don't know how to describe it very well, okay? But after 2 minutes, like after like 2 or 3 minutes in there, then there comes this place of zen, alright, in a cold shower. And that place of zen, you could say, is, I don't really know if it's a healthy place to be in. It's basically a point where the cold water starts feeling warm, or body feels warm. It's like body sending heat to like the surface of my skin to meet the cold, but there's like some kind of equilibrium going on. And in those moments, it's like, it's not even a challenge to stay in the cold shower. It doesn't feel like a cold shower anymore. Like it kind of feels warm in a weird way. And so those states of zen would be what, if I can get to those places of zen and stay there without thinking about too many things, that's what would allow me to get like 15 and 20 minutes like in a cold shower, just get into those states of zen. But then another thing is, the longer I stay in those states of zen, the more time I'd spend shivering. So if I never even get there, like I won't have any problems. Like I can go out, enjoy the rest of my day, not even feel the effects of the cold shower. But if I get to the place of zen and stay there for like more than 5 minutes, like my day is gonna be affected. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know the science behind those states of equilibrium. It could have something to do with like your core temperature being lowered to get closer to the temperature of the cold water. But maybe I can make a follow-up video when I get more facts. But otherwise, I'm not gonna recommend cold showers because it's kind of extreme. But the way I would stay in those zen moments is I would just try and clear my mind as much as possible. Because if I'm stressing, if I'm thinking about a whole bunch of stuff, it's gonna make me panic, it's gonna make me want to leave. The more the stress in my head increases or whatever, like I think the cold shower would just compound the effects of the stress, and it would just be like torture. If you're in a state of zen inside a cold shower and you're just thinking about like a single thing, or just like very basic thoughts, like thoughts about people, like emotion, like just really raw, simple thoughts, nothing too complex, like that, just rolling over those thoughts in your head, like, and looking at them like three-dimensionally. I hope we're on the same page here, but that is how I would reach longer times in my zen states. Like this is what I did on a particular day during the height of my cold shower career is I visualized my day from the moment I stepped out of the shower. So I visualized, and I did it slowly, because if I rushed it, like if you think too quickly in those zen moments, it just sends you into a frenzy, into a panic. So I had to like slow down, like I had to slow my thoughts. Let me give you an example. I would close my eyes once I reached my zen state shower, and then I would visualize myself walking out of it, then drying myself off, and then visualize myself walking into the locker room, putting on every single item of clothing like in order, and not just thinking like, okay, Put on your underwear? No. Like, I would think, like, lift your leg, put one leg through the underwear hole, and I would just think, I would just try and visualize my morning extremely slowly, and that actually helped. Like, it helped because when you're in a cold shower, I would go in with a timer because I was really paranoid about how long I needed to know how long I was spending in there, right? So I mean, when you once you're in there, there's always like a time dissonance, like if sometimes I would think I was in there for longer, right? Which is what happens more often because cold showers are uncomfortable, and I think when you're in states of extreme discomfort, like your perception of time is slowed down. But then once you're in Zen states, it sort of helps you. Like those Zen states that I was mentioning aren't necessarily uncomfortable. There, I would actually end up thinking like only 5 minutes have passed when like 9 minutes have passed. So I think I was making a point earlier on and I just went off on a tangent and I lost it. Anyways, that was about 3 weeks ago when I stopped taking cold showers longer than 3 or 4 minutes. Like, I can't stay there for more than a minute now because over time, like the stress in my mornings was just becoming too much. It was just unbearable, like waking up, because I wasn't just taking cold showers, I was also doing intermittent fasting, and obviously I'm going to gym like in the morning, so I wasn't eating in the mornings, and I've heard that having food kind of warms you up. So like it was just, I'll start my day off in like putting my body through like physical stress through resistance training, and then it'd be followed by more physical stress through cold temperature exposure, and I wasn't even eating, and my body, and I was starving basically. So it just became too much for me. So I stopped pressuring myself to do cold showers that lasted past a certain time, because when I was in my peak cold shower career, I always forced myself to, like, every time I did something, like every time I broke a milestone, like when I went from 3 minutes to 5 minutes or whatever, like I couldn't go back to what I'd done before. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing a 3-minute cold shower now. So yeah, once I did once I went past 15 minutes, I couldn't do cold showers less than 10 minutes long. And so there was like a whole lot of pressure to like do cold showers for long. Like now I've taken that pressure off of myself because my mornings were too stressful. Yeah, so that's basically what happened. I don't do them anymore. I mean, I don't put pressure on myself to do them. Yeah. How did they help me? I don't think they really affected my willpower. They just made me more prone to doing dangerous things. So, yeah. Guys, I'm tired. I want to go back and watch Pinocchio. So, I'll see y'all later. Sure.